Yes.
Okay, sounds like our recording is ready and our YouTube channel is up and running, so we'll call this meeting to order. We appreciate all of you being here today. Today is our regular meeting of the Board of Weber County Commissioners. Today's Tuesday, the 15th day of September of 2015, and we're excited to see so many of you with us today in the audience. Hopefully, a few of you are not here just to yell at us. Hope that we'll see. Okay, see how that goes. There's one that raised her hand. I don't know if that means she's here to yell or not, but we appreciate all of you coming. It's a nice wet day out there, and probably a good day to get inside and listen to a commission meeting. I can't think of anything funner to do on a day like this. Can you, Commissioner Bell?
Not a thing.
It's good stuff. All right, we will begin with our invocation, which will be offered by Pastor Dave Malinak from the Berean Baptist Church. We sure appreciate you coming, Pastor Dave, and for your willingness to serve and to offer invocation today. Our Pledge of Allegiance will be offered by Sylvia Salisbury. She's
here.
And I see I got your name right this time, Sylvia. I'm so sorry about last week. Had one of those brain freezes. Thought of the Day by Commissioner Ebert after that. So, Pastor Dave.
Let's pray. Lord God of heaven, we come to you this morning asking that you would give special guidance and help in this commission meeting, that you would give our commissioners wisdom, right, first of all. And then I pray that you would govern in the affairs of our county. Lord, we know that ultimately you are the one who's in charge. And I pray that you would prosper us and watch over us. And we ask this in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand and repeat the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, I know it'll be a surprise to everyone, but I have two thoughts for the day. I love two thoughts. It's Two Thought Tuesday. Andy Warhol said, "They always say time changes things. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself." So there's always a component of you making decisions and exercising your free agency. My second thought, there's no author, it says, thought for today. Dear veterans, those of us who have not served will never fully understand the sacrifices you have made, both in times of peace and of war. Sorry, my grandfather was in the Air Force, and I have a tender heart to veterans. We will never fully understand what you were required to do or how you were able to do it. We will never fully understand the depths of your scars. But what we can offer you is this. We see you. We recognize your humility and humanity. And we send you love that is gentle, patient, and healing. With blessings and gratitude, we ask that you remember that we love you. And thank you. Thank you.
Better. You know, we tease Commissioner Ebert just a little bit because he does tend to talk a lot sometimes. He asks me all the time, he says, did I talk too much? Sometimes I have to say yes. But I'm glad you got to that second thought, Commissioner Ebert. I appreciate that. That may have been the first time we had a round of applause after a thought of the day, and I appreciate that. We have... It has been a tender week for me as I think back on the events of 9/11 several years ago. And I actually was on an airplane from Washington, D.C. this morning of 9/11 of this week. And so it made me think a little bit more about the significance of that day and how important it has been in our history. and how much I do appreciate the sacrifice that has been made on a daily basis by so many, and continues to this day. I am personally familiar with at a very close level with several who are away from their homes even today, still serving our country and protecting our freedoms. And Commissioner, I'm grateful for your willingness to honor them with that thought of the day today. They're great individuals who I will always be grateful for their sacrifice and service. And I hope that we can all find a way to do our part to not only honor them, but to help them in the cause of freedom that is so important to every one of us. And oftentimes, I think we get quite unengaged in that effort, and I hope that we will find a way to engage ourselves and be a part of that solution. I also want to thank specifically the two members of the public who participated in our opening ceremonies today. Sylvia is always available, and we are so grateful that she's willing to serve. She's done both our prayer and our pledge over the year or over the months, and has done a wonderful job for us. She's just very interested in what's going on in the community around her. And Pastor Dave, I have to say, I listened to your prayer on our behalf and on the behalf of the actions that we take, and I'm humbled and grateful, knowing that we need all the help that we can get. And I just want to express that thanks to you. With that, this is the fun time of the commission meeting that we get to honor a couple of people and present an award, honor somebody and present an award to a group of individuals who we care so much about. And first, we have the opportunity to, excuse me, you have to bear with me. I'm trying to fight off the tail end of this cold. I hope I can make it through the meeting before I totally lose my voice. But first, we want to bring up one of our dear friends, Mr. Larry Crouch, and spend some time talking about Larry. I don't know how many of you know Larry, but he has been an integral part of our community for many, many years. In fact, I can't really imagine our community, specifically the Chamber of Commerce and our business community, without Larry Crouch. He is absolutely synonymous with the success of our community and with the success of the Chamber of Commerce. And I don't know who told him that he could retire, but apparently he's got the idea that he's leaving the Chamber and what are you gonna do, Larry? Honestly, I thought that your job was so much fun that you didn't need to retire.
It is close.
Well, why don't you come up and bring Chuck with you, and I know there was somebody else I had told I wanted to make a comment. It was you. Come on up too. We're gonna talk about Larry for a minute. I'm gonna read this proclamation and then have
Do you want him here at the microphone?
yeah, come to the microphone. We want to hear from you. I'm gonna read this proclamation about Larry, and then I'm going to ask Larry to say a few words, and maybe the two of you to say a few words as well. Whereas Larry Crouch was born on August 14th, 1942, and lived in Weber County all his life, and whereas Larry Crouch is the proud father of a son and a daughter and enjoys being a grandfather to 5 beautiful grandchildren, whereas Larry has been restoring carriages for 45 years and has been a huge contributor to the horse and hitch parade in Ogden City for many of those years. And Larry has driven a school bus for many years, and his love for the students, whom he calls his children, is heartfelt and extraordinary. And whereas Larry Crouch has been a dedicated employee at the Ogden Weber Chamber for 23 years, working many weekends in addition to his regular schedule, and whereas Larry Crouch is passionate about his service in Weber County and has made it his mission to know everything he can about Weber County, now therefore be it resolved that the Weber County Commissioners recognize the dedication and service of Larry Crouch and hereby designate August 14th, which is already passed, but it's going to be in perpetuity now, every August 14th from here on out, as Larry Crouch Day in Weber County. Dated this day, September 15th of 2015. August 14th happens to be Larry's birthday, if I understand that correctly. Is that right? And you're about 29, right? So
We get a paid holiday off on that day now? I'm just asking if the rest of the employees do too. I like the idea.
anyway,
Well, you don't want to answer that question?
no, we're not gonna.
Okay, I just asked.
We are so
I'm
grateful.
trying, folks.
Wow. We are so grateful, Larry, for your dedication and service to all of the folks of Weber County over the years. We are so grateful for your service and most of all for your friendship and dedication. So thank you very much. Why don't you two come on up and say a few things about Larry? Larry, then you can follow up and rebut anything that they say that you don't think sounds appropriate.
Do I face you? I just want to tell you all, especially Shelley, thank you very much for doing what you did.
Can you tell us your name real quick?
I'm Karen Summers. I work with Larry every day, and it's a blessing. We thought he was going to retire, so we tried to figure out what we could do to honor him without a big party, because he doesn't want a big party. Now that he's not retiring, we're throwing a big party every day that we get to work with him. So we just appreciate it. And what brought this to mind is Larry comes in the office every day and lets us know who he's met, not to say, I met so-and-so, look at me. It's, I met so-and-so, and I did this for this person because I'm helping them. And he told me one day a few weeks ago when I'd actually gotten the email that you all were going to do this for him, that he just wants to be remembered for helping people and doing good things in this area. So I thank you for doing this for him. I thank you for the opportunity to work with you each and every day, and for the wonderful stories that he shares about his family and the community, what he believes in, and what makes the world right for Larry, and therefore what makes the world good for me. So thank you for this opportunity, and thank you, Larry.
So Larry, in the very short time that I've had a chance to get to know you, and my introduction, Chuck Lindhart, the incoming president of the Weber County and Ogden Chamber of Commerce, it has been a complete honor and privilege to just know you. To know that there are people like you that are walking our streets every day to better the lives of people, and are just completely engaged with life. You are such a great example. Just a brief experience. I have a son who's really wanted to get engaged in the community and things, and has had a desire to do that, to get engaged with the high school and whatnot, and has had a little trouble doing that. Larry has been the first one to step up the plate, and he actually went out and picked up my son the other day. We weren't at home as a family, and took him out to one of Weber High School's football games with him and his grandson, and my son came back and just said, what a great time that he had, and he just was in love with Larry. Larry is like that for every person. It doesn't matter who you are, what you represent, and you are a complete gentleman and the kindest man I think I've ever met on the face of the planet. I just feel your spirit and love for the work that we're doing. Larry is considered by everyone in the chamber as the most invaluable MVP of the chamber, without a doubt. You give light to people, you give strength, you give inspiration, and those that you meet and those that you have influenced, give thanks. And I don't care who I meet and talk with, when your name comes up, and it comes up in most conversations when we talk about the chamber, They are glowing about you and the influence that you have made for them and for their business. There are so many businesses here in this great community that are so thankful and owe a debt of gratitude for your influence in helping them get involved in the community, get involved in the chamber, and who has helped their business prosper. And our prosperity of this great county, the vision that our county commission has with those has been amazing to see that connect directly with the work that you're doing. You help bring prosperity to this community. And I just thank you for all that you've done. And you can be with us as long as you want, Larry. Thank you.
Larry, anything you want to rebut? I don't know what you could rebut because everything you said was true. But go ahead and try.
You know, so public speaking isn't one of my strengths, but you don't have to be a public speaker to be able to express love and appreciation for this community that I was born and raised in and have worked in my entire life. And the things I've always thought about when I'm out on the streets, if I could make it a little better in some way for that family of mine and grandchildren and yours, that's what I want to do. So all I want to be remembered about. Because I love this community and I love my family. And been fortunate in so many ways. I appreciate everyone that's here and what all of you do. I've had the opportunity to sit in some city meetings with all of you, and I know your job's not the easiest one, but you're there making decisions for all of us, and we do appreciate that. And thank you.
Well, I was just going to say, if I have to be second to somebody, I'll be second to the kindest person in the world, Larry. So I'll settle for second on that one.
Thank you, Larry.
I will tell you, I agree. Everything they said was true, but when Chuck described Larry as kind, to me, I think that pretty well, I mean, there's a lot of good qualities, but that one sums it up. In fact, I don't know if you realize this or not, but sometimes we as county commissioners, we get beat up on quite a bit, you know. I mean, because sometimes, believe it or not, we're not always right on all the issues, and so some people
We deserve it sometimes.
like to hammer us. And I'm telling you, when I'm getting beat up, I'll look for Larry because I know he's going to make me feel better. And he always just has a way of putting his arm around us and saying, you know what, we may disagree on an issue, but I know you're trying, and I care about you, and it makes a huge difference in my life. So Larry, thank you very much. You deserve this honor, and we're happy and proud to present it to you. We're going to come down here and present that to you.
Would you like to get the whole team down in on a photo? Would that be okay? You guys all got him down?
Mary, take a picture because you know more than anybody. Enough room. No problem.
Alright, I'm gonna get one of this. Big. I think this is on video. But let me get one with my camera too. Well done. Make sure we get it all. Everybody was really still, so that's great. Alright. Great, thank you guys.
Oh, one more. I've been patient.
Thank you. And maybe just his family, would you like just his family? Yeah, absolutely. I hope I didn't look at that. I have an iPhone, so his family, they had an Android. Oh, okay, okay. I pushed. Oh, this one. Yeah. Yeah, steered one around just a little bit. There we go. All right. Y'all just all smile because we're just snapping them.
Did he get caught in the rain?
Yeah.
Great.
That back row ought to be real careful.
One more.
Someone work the camera for Chuck.
Yeah, thanks, Larry.
Hey, Larry, you got to hug again because I ruined the picture. You got to hug again.
Hey, stick around for this next one. You're going to want to see this next one, and then we'll let the mass exodus go. This is another one that's really fun for us. I don't know if any of you have been to our county fair and seen this amazing artist who carves these sculptures with a chainsaw. I'm amazed at his talent and ability. And of course, he's got different chainsaws, and so some are kind of rough chainsaws, big, hairy ones, and some are more detailed in the way that they work. But when I saw this a couple of years ago, it just took my breath away. I don't know specifically all the meaning behind it, but I know that there are, to me, it reminded me of, again, all the sacrifice that is made on our behalf, and the reality that there are some who won't come home to us, and those that do, who come home a fraction of who they were because of the difficulty, as Commissioner Ebert said, some of the scars that they may have that make it very, very hard to function. And so it was a real honor and a privilege for me several years ago during my service in the legislature to be a part of bringing Northern Utah Veterans Nursing Home to our community. It was something that took us a long time. It was a tough job. It was a heavy lift. It was something that took an awful lot of effort from the chamber and from many, many interested community members to try and make that happen. I don't care who gets the credit. What I care about is that finally we have a tremendous community asset and a facility in our community that is just outstanding and one that provides a great service to our veterans who deserve so much more than what we give them so often. And so a couple of years ago, we went out there and presented them with this sculpture similar to this one. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, I think I know the reason, but we had asked for it on short notice, and I think it was kind of a green piece of wood that didn't quite hold up like it should. And so we wanted to take the opportunity to make that right with our friends. And so when the chainsaw artist came back this year, we said, you've got to, if there's no way to fix that one, you've got to give us one that makes sense. And so we commissioned for this one to be created. We want to thank Jan Wilson from the fair for helping us pull that off, and she delivered it to us today in the rain. I don't know if you saw it come in all wet with her and everything else, but this is just such an amazing thing. And we want to have our folks from the Veterans Home come up and just say a few words, but we hope that this will be something that will give some pride and some ownership, something that your residents who have fought for our freedoms will be able to look at and let them know that we appreciate what they do and what they have done for us over the years. We hope that it's something that's meaningful to them. So why don't we invite both of you up to the microphone and talk to us for just a few minutes.
My name's Pete Ziegler. I'm the Avalon administrator there at the Veterans Home, and I just need to tell you that it's an honor to serve those who have served us. My dad's a veteran, and I've had an opportunity in past roles to serve veterans in other nursing homes, but never like this. And the Ogden Veterans Home is a very special place where we get to serve the finest people, and it's so blessed to be part of this community. The community really does connect with our veterans. They feel part of our community because of gifts like this and other events that happen, and that means a lot to our veterans. It means a lot to their quality of life. They feel, and I certainly feel that outreach. And this is a great way to say thank you. And we have veterans from, we have many different veterans who fought in World War II, Korean War, Vietnam, and even all three. We have, some of our veterans received more thanks than others shortly after their service, but I feel that the community's trying to make that right now if they never didn't get the thanks that they deserved. So on behalf of the employees at the Veterans Home that I represent and those that were honored to serve, I want to just thank you for your thoughts, the thoughtful gift that this is, and for the way that you connect with our veterans. So thank you very much.
I'm Kim Wicks, and I'm the state officer responsible for the Veterans Home. And I just wish Congress was as responsive as you guys have been here. I talked to Commissioner Gibson a few months ago, and I showed him the crack in the one, and I asked him if he knew anybody that could fix it. I had no idea we would get something like this. Thank you so much. And as to the meaning behind this, let me explain that. When a serviceman dies in action, they take his boots. I have problems too.
We can have we got a support group.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think President Irene is probably the leader of that group. Yes, they take his boots and they take his helmet and they take his weapon and they take the weapon and they put a bayonet on it and they put the bayonet into the ground. And then they put the helmet on top, as you see here, with the boots. And it's just to recognize the sacrifice of that soldier, or that Marine. And I have unfortunately been at many ceremonies when this has happened. I am a 20-year veteran of the Army. We currently have 115 people at the Veterans Home. We have 15 wives. Spouses are all authorized to be there also. But we have 3 veterans that are younger than me, and that brings reality to me every day I go in there. I'm getting a little long in the tooth myself. But the fact that we honor these people and that we take good care of them, we can never give back enough to these guys. I don't care how much we try. We can't. We are losing World War II veterans. We are down now to where the World War II veteran is the smallest group of veterans at the Veterans Home. Korea and Vietnam have overshadowed them. It's not because we don't have them, it's because they're passing away. Vietnam is actually the largest group now. That's my era. And we are losing 390 Vietnam veterans a day. We are losing 22 veterans a day to suicide. There's not enough for us to do. And Commissioner Ebert, to go along with what you said earlier, there's a saying in the military, to those who served, no explanation is necessary. To those that didn't serve, no explanation will suffice. And that's the truth. Thank you so much for this. It's going to be right in our main lobby. As you walk in, you see a picture of George Wallen, and you'll see this. So thank you very much.
I was just going to say, Pete, would you let Bob know, he's in 306, that James says hi to him. I stopped and talked to him a couple times, but he'd appreciate it. Will you come up and take a picture with us by this statue?
That's really sharp. Thank you. Did you get one, Kathy?
Let me get a quick one. Thank you. I know.
Those are some heroes. Appreciate that. Okay, well, we'll get on to our business then. We'll begin with our consent items. Item number 1 is a request for approval of purchase orders in the amount of $41,005.59. Request for approval of warrants number 324914 through 325055 in the amount of $543,631.04. Request for approval of minutes for the meetings held on September 1st and 8th of 2015. Request for approval of a new business license. And request for approval of a change order on a contract by and between Weber County and Bowen Construction to change the drain line, catch basin, and other piping necessary to address water and spring flows that were discovered during the project. Lynn, Mr. Taylor, if you wouldn't mind filling in for Mr. Hatch, who's not feeling well today, on these purchase orders and warrants, just give us a little rundown.
Yep, thank you, Commissioner. We have the 10 purchase orders totaling $41,000. 2/3 of that, 66%, almost $27,000 went to IT for computer hardware. 24%, or $10,000, went to roads and highways for asphalt and road base. The 142 warrants totaling just over $543,000, spread pretty evenly. 16% of that, or just over $87,000, were capital improvements for Weber Memorial Park. 12%, $66,000, Wasatch Front Regional Council. 11% for consolidated dispatch, spread around 9 various suppliers for different expenses. 11% to the library for 8 different expenses, and then 9% for library construction. Everything, all the rest of them, the other, that was about 100, were just spread around the county, different departments, different expenses.
Thank you, Lynn. Any questions from the commissioners on the consent items or any of the specifics?
I'll make a motion we accept the consent items as read.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Is there discussion to that motion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Consent items are adopted as read. Item number 1 is approval of a right-of-way contract for the 12th Street project. That's Mr. Richard and Brenda Sue Gordon. Jared. Welcome to the weekly show here. Anything specific on this one we need to know that's different from others?
No,
Seen on a
nothing,
weekly
nothing
basis?
specific. So
Any questions for Jared then on this one?
So we're doing something out on 12th Street? Oh, just kidding. I'll make a motion. I need a contract number though.
344.
I'll make a motion, we accept contract 334 by and between Weber
34.
County,
344.
344. 344, by and between Weber County and Richard Lee and Brenda Sue Gordon, parcel 161.
Second.
Motion and a second then on the floor. Is there discussion to the motion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? It passes. Thank you, Jared. We've got you for one more, which is the request for approval of a partial assignment easement by and between Weber County and Rocky Mountain Power for the installation of power to the Little Weber diversion structure.
we currently have an easement out to the Little Weber diversion structure. It's a drainage easement. And so as we're getting power out to that diversion structure, Rocky Mountain Power looked at that easement and said, well, we want to add just a couple more things to that. So this is just that easement to add a couple more items. We've had legal review it and we're good with everything that's in there. And this is going to allow that power to be installed so we can run that gate by power.
So
Okay.
Is the power installed now then, or?
The piping's installed, but they won't run the wires until we get the easement signed. So
I don't think our channel's gonna work very well if we can't open the gates.
No gates.
there is a manual method, but it takes some time. So
So is this a contract also?
I don't think so. Do you want a contract number? Yes. Okay, it's 345.
I'll make a motion, we accept contract number 345 between Weber County and Rocky Mountain Power for a easement out at the Little Weber diversion structure.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second then to approve contract number 345. Is there any discussion to the motion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? It passes. Thank you, Jared.
thank you.
Okay, item number 3 is a request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and Rocky Mountain Power to supply right-of-way and electrical services to a pump house at the Weber Memorial Park. Jennifer, what happened? You okay?
Yes, I was riding a bull.
Kind of okay.
No, just kidding. I wasn't. I was riding a mountain bike.
Okay. They buck too.
Yeah, I like the bull riding better. Let's stick with that.
I know. I thought I could go somewhere with that. but
Mountain
I'm-
bike, come on.
Don't know much about that. So
Ready to see you hurt and hope that it gets feeling better.
yeah, after a couple pins and a little surgery, I think I'll get there. So, yes, this is a contract that kind of the last key element to the Weber Memorial Water Project. A little bit it's been holding us up due to retirement there at Rocky Mountain Power and a miscommunication, but this will not only, there's an agreement to actually perform the work of getting electricity to the pump house, but also the right-of-way easement for Rocky Mountain Power inside of Weber Memorial Park.
So for folks out there that don't realize it, we have two parks. We have the Weber Memorial Park, and we also have the North Fork Park that Weber County actually owns, two parks, and they are phenomenal parks. Jennifer and I, Saturday, were up in the North Fork Park doing a dedication for the Night Skies. It became a Night Skies number 21 in the
Yes.
whole world. This is number 21 to have a Night Skies certificate, and like number 22 behind us is like Canyonlands and other places all around the world, and we're really excited about that. And there was a great turnout of people, around 100, and it is a very, very dark place. And when you're dedicating dark skies, I had a little speech I had to read. And so I had to use a little light from my cell phone. I was a little scared because I was polluting the light because I couldn't see my paper in front of my face. But it was amazing, amazing, amazing. And if you ever get a chance to get up to any one of our parks, they are, you'll have no idea until you get there, and you'll think, wow, this is in Weber County. So Jennifer, she's our director over it right now, and I appreciate what she does. And
Thank you.
she does a great job. I've worked with her for a lot of years, so thanks, Jennifer. Anyway, I'll make a motion to accept number 346 between Weber County and Rocky Mountain Power to get lights and electrical to Weber Memorial Park.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second then to approve this contract. We'll call that 346. All right.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Any discussion to the motion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You gonna vote, Commissioner?
Oh, aye.
It's
Sorry.
unanimous.
I was looking at the next contract.
We only needed 2, but I wanted 3.
Yeah, well,
if we
okay,
could.
I'm good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. All right, and finally, request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and Hanan Equipment for a 1-year lease of a John Deere backhoe. And Mr. Story, welcome aboard today.
Good morning. So this is a pretty straightforward contract. It's for the use of a rubber-tired backhoe for a year. I don't know if you want to know the amount. It's $800, almost $900, which very economical. We've dealt with Honan before on some leases and some rentals, and they've been very good to do business with. And it's under a state contract. I don't know if you want to know the state contract number, if you have that. So there's no worries. A lot of these deals we make with them are almost too good to be true, but they're all under state contracts, so there's no worry there. So they're just excellent deals, and like I say, almost too good to be true for the economics of them. So we're happy that they offer that to us, and it helps our department immensely.
So we've done enough of these that we know that they're real. They're not too good to be true, right?
Yeah. The state's been doing it for years, so we got a loader from them earlier this year that was a really good deal too. So they're just they offer good deals for the government. So
what this is with Weber County and with John Deere. And John Deere, we have, I think, about 4 pieces of equipment. So when it said $892, that's $892 for a whole year.
Correct.
The one lease payment for a backhoe. And at the end of that year, if it gets so many hours, we may have turned in a little sooner, but we can only use it so much. But they've been doing that. We have 2 pieces of equipment at the fairgrounds, and now we have 2 pieces of equipment here in the county shops. But it's something that John Deere's been doing with the local leasing companies, the local distributors. So it is, like he says, it's too good to be true, but we've been doing it now, and it's amazing. They get this really good equipment, and we use it for a year, take care of it, and turn it in, and then they'll give us another piece for the same amount. So it's
I'll make a
really
motion.
good. Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve contract 347 by and between Weber County and Honan Equipment for 1-year lease of a John Deere backhoe.
Yeah, I talked more about the John Deere. Okay, I second it.
Okay, motion and a second to approve contract number 347, and we all know that John Deere's are hard to beat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you. Okay, to our public comment. If you would like to address the commission, please come to the microphone, state your name for the record. Now's the time. Okay. Seeing none, we'll move to our next item, which is the assignment of the Pledge of Allegiance and Thought of the Day for Tuesday, September 22nd, 2015. That would be Commissioner Gibson, I believe, on the thought. Commissioner Bell on the thought. I'm trying to think clockwise.
You don't even know how a clock turns, do you?
I love it. We
I
really
thought you were
don't.
going to run out of voice. You said
really
you were going
don't
to run out of
skip him.
voice.
He's convinced that we do. Okay, we're going to let him off the hook today. Thanks for pointing that out, Commissioner Bell.
Okay.
And the next is our our Pledge of Allegiance. Sean, will you take that one for us? Mr. Wilkinson, our planning director. Thank you. It doesn't pay to be sitting in the audience when I'm looking around for a...
It's a privilege to say lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, it is.
You should feel privileged. Like you should sit on the front row so you can get it every week.
And seeing no other business, we'll move to item J. And I'll take a motion to that effect.
I'll make a motion we adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thanks for all being here. Appreciate it.